I hope you're all doing well today. It is September the 3rd of 2016, and I am here today to do a little video for you guys to bring you up to date with some more of the topics that have been coming to the surface a lot lately throughout all of the spiritual community and throughout most human beings that I'm interacting with on a daily basis. The book that I am reading from is Diary of an Asset, Memoirs of a Psychic Spy, and if this is your first time visiting this channel, welcome. My name is Stasha Erickson, and I am the author of this book. This book is a documented story or a memoir that is basically based off of my own psychic experiences, working as a psychic, working as a spiritual guide, working as a healer and teacher for many, many people over the years. I took a compilation of my own experiences that I'd had during my own spiritual awakening and also intertwined a lot of the stories for clients that had come to me over the years and the research that it led to and the epiphanies that it led to. Well, one of the things that has been coming to the surface a lot lately is I have received a lot of emails from people asking me about the reptilian race. People have used to think this concept was completely crazy, that there was anything other than human beings living on this planet. And over the past few years, there really has been a spiritual awakening that is rippling out into the universe. And people are starting to notice things that they didn't notice before. They're noticing things about human beings that seem just a little bit off. And there are beings from other planets here. And it's pretty deep. It's much deeper than we even think, and most people would perceive these people as to be extraterrestrials or someone outside of our planet. However, the research that I've done and the research that's compiled in this book shows that they very well have been here much longer than we have, and that they were here before we have, and we could possibly be even some sort of experiment that they conducted for their own benefit. So far throughout the videos on this channel, I have read to you the introduction, the dedication, and a couple of entries from chapter 1, which is known as The Awakening. And that is The Awakening right here. It started on May 1st of 2011. And I'm going to skip ahead to May 3rd of 2011 and read a bit of this entry. Hello, diary. Today was a much different day. I needed to venture out into the real world to grab a few supplies. Normally an ordinary occurrence, one I would take for granted, running on autopilot. But today, things all changed around me. The people I encountered in the store were acting differently. Humans looked the same, but I could sense an eeriness beneath their words and beneath their actions. Some of the individuals frightened me beyond a slight sadness or a melancholy. Something darker and something deeper was in the air. I could also see beneath some of their skin. What I saw under their skin is going to shock you as much as it shocked me. Not all human beings are human, diary. Maybe not even half. It seems as though they are wearing some type of suit fashioned out of artificial human skin. Perhaps it could even be created from holographic technology of some sort. I cannot explain what I have seen, but I know they were not human. I must know if this is me going crazy, hallucinating, losing my mind, or am I finally wearing a different set of eyes? There was a movie I saw once starring my favorite wrestler, Rowdy Roddy Piper. The movie was called They Live. The main character got a hold of a pair of these glasses, which allowed him to see people for what they truly were. Underneath their skin, they resembled reptiles. At time, I thought this was just a kooky science fiction movie, but damn, I believe that this film was real. I have heard stories about athletes being genetically enhanced to increase their performance in various ways. Could this wrestler and I have some connection? They say the truth is stranger than fiction, so who knows? Could I possibly be an experiment akin to these athletes? I have no athletic ability, but perhaps my brain is another story. The power of my heart is quite strong also. Combining a sharp mind with a powerful spirit backed by good intentions would be a dangerous weapon to evil, wouldn't you think? It would be a lot easier to throw in the towel and assume that I have lost my mind, but that is simply too easy. It is too easy to write this off as crazy. Something is up. But where do I begin? I mean, technology has come a long way, but so has Big Brother. If I start to ask people for help, then who could I trust? I have too many questions for today. But Lord, these beings were like nothing I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Till we meet again, XO Sophia Snow. So this was Sophia's interpretation of the first time that she had awakened spiritually and went out into the world just to do an everyday thing like go to the shop and grab some supplies. And when she went out, she noticed something was strange, something was off. Now, I know it's really out there for a lot of people to believe that some type of a reptilian being could be hiding underneath human skin. I know this is crazy. But this is a concept that people have spoken about since the beginning of time. Our first ancestors had cave paintings carved into walls, drawing these beings. This is not some new conspiracy theory. This is proof and truth that has been buried from all of you, from the public. And it's been written off as crazy, and it's not. Anytime you hear somebody called crazy, be suspicious. It's the most passive way to shut somebody down and to just give somebody no respect or credit whatsoever. So to call somebody crazy means you probably need to look at yourself. There's definitely something crazy going on in this world. Do you think that human beings at their core truly are so angry or so violent or go around murdering children or raping women or eating off faces of people, like these new zombie drugs that are hitting Florida, like Flocka and stuff like this? This is not a human problem. This is a problem of another race. And somehow we've gotten wrapped up into all of this. So it might be really hard for a lot of you to understand. But if you've ever been in public and if you've ever crossed paths with a person and they just simply gave you an eerie vibe or something just seemed a little bit off about them, you might have been onto something. Our intuitions as human beings, we kind of share all the same consciousness. And when something outside of our consciousness that we are comfortable with and that we know is home is off, we may not always be able to see it with our eyes, but we can feel it. We can feel it in our gut or in our heart that something's off. Not all human beings are human, and this is a fact. So this is not just a science fiction book. This is true. Do some research yourself. Do some research into the links with the royal family and all of the rumors that go around about the royal family being lizard people. You know, even Princess Diana was quoted to say that she called Queen Elizabeth Lizzie and that they were known as the reptiles, the lizard people. If you even look back in like Roman times and things like that, the royals and the kings and queens, one of the delicacies that they would indulge in was to eat human flesh. They believed this was a delicacy and some type of luxury that they would eat human flesh. This is true. Just do some research, look it up. If it was happening back then, what makes you think that it's not happening now? Why does this little old woman own the entire world? Why is she still alive? That woman has been alive way too long, and her mother included, both of the Elizabeths. When are we going to get rid of them? I was even reading the first page of the King James Bible, and it's this whole foreword written by King James. And he's going on and on and on about Queen Elizabeth. When the King James Version was written, and I know that's not the one we have now, but there's something going on here, you know? So that was my little 2 cents about Diary of an Asset today. There's one last little thing I will add to this. And a lot of people say to me, you know, how do you know if there's a reptilian? How can you tell? You know, what is this intuition or this ability that you say that you can feel others' emotions? Well, this is actually known as being an empath. And in the next entry, Sophia really actually finds out about being an empath and what that means, because she's trying to figure out why she can see these people but other people can't. So May 4th of 2011. Last night I had a horrible time falling to sleep. My mind simply would not shut off. I kept replaying the day that I had healed the woman in the local shop over and over again in my mind. What exactly was I doing to heal her? And why was I able to sense everyone's emotions and feelings all of a sudden? I went online to see if anyone else had posted anything where they were experiencing similar symptoms. I found an enormous amount of information about a subject I had never heard of before. What was happening to me was the effects of what many people refer to as being an empath. But what was an empath exactly? In a nutshell, an empath is a person who is affected by other people's energies. Many empaths also have a unique ability to intuitively sense others' emotions, intentions, and even their thoughts, similar to telepathy, which we talked about in chapter 1, verse 1. Now, some empaths even have the capacity to perceive physical ailments such as disease and bodily injuries. Collecting these emotions and residual physical energies can become quite taxing on the empath over their lifetime. Drained physical, emotional, and mental well-being can be another long-term side effect of empathy. The worst part about all of the adverse side effects is that it can take its toll on the sensitive person over the years, leading to symptoms similar to chronic fatigue syndrome, multiple sclerosis, and fibromyalgia. The unfortunate side of these effects is that these ailments never originate from the empath themselves. It is always residual energy passed on from the people and the environment around them. We are like sponges for the karma, suffering, and negative energy that stagnates around this planet. Well, lucky me. I just wonder if I signed up for this trait, or if this is just another side effect of the experiment that the government has conducted on me. At least now I know what is happening to me. I also know that I am not alone. My name is Sophia Snow, and apparently I am an empath. Okay. So that explains a little bit about how your psychic abilities can be turned on, which way they can unfold, how you will begin to be able to perceive things that other people can't. The thing is that it's not that we as psychic people have some type of ability that other people don't. It's just that we are very open-minded to accept any possibilities. Many people are so convinced and stuck in the box that there is nothing outside of humanity, there is nothing that we can't see, that they're not willing to open the door. If they don't open the door, they will never be able to see that there's something going on that we can't see. So whatever way this kind of unfolds for you, this is really why I wrote this book, because there's many people that going through it at the time. And as Sophia was going through this stuff, she was freaking out. So I wrote this book as a guidebook so people can understand that this awakening process happens in steps. Everything that we can't see has always been there. Spirits, demons, all types of things. But just because we can't see them does not mean that they're not there. And if you cannot see the unseen things, try practicing to see the things that are around you that are off, like people possibly in skin suits. Okay, guys, thank you so much for checking out Diary of an Asset with me here today. The book is available on Amazon.com. Just search Diary of an Asset. The Kindle version is $2.99, and the paperback version is $12.99. I look forward to hearing back from all of you. If some of you have had similar experiences where you've seen what you thought might have been something other than human, or if you're an empath and you've experienced similar results that I have, or if Sophia has as well, leave a comment. You're not alone. Share your story, share your experience, and if you need some help, there's so many people out there that has gone through this. You have people that you can talk to. Okay, thank you guys ever so much for reading the book with me here today, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.